Welcome to Perfection is Fake Podcast. Today, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, start.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't start it over. Just say it again.
Today's episode 4, part 2, and
our guest member is.
Yeah, just give me that.
Oh my gosh!
I completely
No
forgot.
scripts, huh?
Thank
you
for
joining us. Oh, how to use it too.
Oh yeah, we know.
That's why you're using it right now.
You don't have it memorized yet? Come on.
You're the last person to talk about it.
Okay, so what part do I do? Just this part, right? Yeah, it's fine. Ready? Today is episode 4, part 2, and our guest member is
Esperanza Tinoco.
Woo! Welcome, Esperanza. Are you aware that this month's topic is mental health?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. We have to ask that question. We have to ask. What is mental health like? What does it play in your life? What would you say? Well, do you think it's important? Let's start with that.
Yeah, definitely. It's an important thing to know because I think it's important. Oh. Okay. Wait. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Don't get nervous. We're all just looking at you, but
I
it's
know.
not.
Jeez.
Do you think you like? Never mind.
Okay.
So how much do you think like mental health plays in your life? So let me break that down. So like, do you feel like you think about your mental health like every day, weekly? How often?
I would say occasionally. I think it's a big part of everybody's life to know. It can affect how you get along with people or how you like display yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It could push people away.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just people, like school too, like your mental health for school. Like, I guess my sophomore year was hard. Like, I didn't want to do anything only because I just let my mental health get bad. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I can
even.
feel that. Freshman year for me.
It was
67 in Avid.
Oh. Yeah. Avid?
That's it. It was like that.
No, my worst class.
Whoa. Was
Just
it
because
Mr.
I didn't do the work.
had Miss Rainer.
I know. I didn't do the work.
I'm averaging a 98 in there.
I just didn't do the work.
Miss Rainer's the easiest one. I'm just saying, if you turn the assignment like a month, like 3 months late, you should be like, it's cool. Give you 100.
Literally.
Do you feel like your mental health has played a part in who you are today as a person?
Yes, definitely. I pushed away a lot of people. I used to be friends with like literally everyone. I mean, I still am, but like everyone. Now I'm just like with 4 people, like always, just those 4. I don't know. It's just having the right people around you, and to this day, it's still gonna affect you. Even if I am better from sophomore year, but to this day, I still procrastinate. I still do things, and that is still, and that affects your mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone procrastinates though in some way.
Yeah, in some way. Right?
Do you,
Absolutely.
I do. I procrastinate. No, I do really.
Just lick the regular.
I feel like, here's the thing, procrastination can be a week in advance or it could be like, so for me, I love doing essays. It's weird. I will do essays immediately and get them out the way. Technical papers, I do last minute all the time. Technical papers, I just can't. I don't know, like graphs and all that stuff. Like, I like writing. Once I get into the groove, I can start writing like crazy. But I like doing them last minute because it's hard. I don't know how like it's for different people. Yeah,
Is
it's
it once
weird.
you start, you can't stop?
Yeah. So the thing is, since I know I'm good at something, I like lay it off because I know I have time to get it.
Yeah,
all.
I say
Exact same
for
thing.
me that's kind of like the same thing because, or at least for the technical paper we have for biology, like
Yeah.
I feel like it made it easier because like I have to get it done by
Yes.
12. But when I tried to do it like earlier in the week, I like couldn't think of anything.
Cause I was just like, it doesn't hit right
So
now. Like the words aren't coming.
The pressure of the
The
deadline.
pressure of
That's for me. The pressure of the deadline. I don't ever. I just can't do anything like before it's due.
Yeah, you
like a long
sabotaged
time. I just
You really
can't.
did. Cause back then I used to like do them like a week in advance to just get it.
Out of the pressure just doesn't hit me. I just don't like do it like with the Euro thing that we have tomorrow. I haven't done that.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
But I'm further along.
Scary.
I'm further along than you.
But to be fair, fair, once you're like a senior, you just get so tired. Like,
so y'all don't do things as y'all get them. Like recently, I've like done that. Like
And also, like,
I've been holding things off. Like recently, like.
Also, the thing about that, like I'll try, but I'm like,
yeah.
Also, I'm still trying to get back in the groove from winter break too.
There's been like 3 assignments I've like held off, like just like the past week.
Only 3?
Only there's.
So we get everything done.
There's just 3 assignments I like held off, but like before that, like once I get an assignment, like it's done. And so I'm just.
I mean, if it's
no, it
easy,
depends.
I
If
can't
it's
do
like
it.
really easy like that.
Like no, my essay, like you give me an essay, like even if I don't want to do it, even if I'm stuck, I'll be done.
See, I'll tell you,
even if I'm stuck, especially
Or
with
like,
essays, because
also it depends on the subject. If I don't like the subject, I even less want to do
my
it.
math homework. My math homework is done in less than 15
Me
minutes.
too. I love doing math
Yes,
homework.
love that
No,
homework.
but
That
with
math
like
is-
pre-cal, it just takes hours. It's just so
My history
annoying.
homework done. I don't ever have it. It's just
like I will say,
because it stresses me out.
so like I don't know, there's like some joy that I have in like having a schedule, I guess you could say. So the ed puzzles for Mr. Ramirez, since they're so consistent, I get them done always like a week before. I never have to worry about it.
I love
them.
consistent schedules.
Yes,
like
love
in
it so
Mr.
much.
Ramirez, how we do notes all the time. I'm like, I love it.
I love it.
understand everything.
I love it because I know where
In
my
history?
stuff's gonna go and stuff like that.
You have like notes every day. It's just like, well, I know what we're gonna do in there. Or where you walk into chemistry, you never know what you're gonna do in there.
Yep.
You never know what you're gonna do in there. It's like, oh, it's like.
I will say, I think chemistry was the first one to challenge my mental health. Mr.
yeah.
A never challenged me. He
Mr.
just made me
A.
like, I don't know, he made me strive to be
Oh,
better.
he challenged me.
He made us better.
Like I had A's in that. I
Oh,
had
but you
A's in
said
this
it.
class. I had A's in this class.
First
Miss Walters,
Hey, what is that?
he knows. I would cry. I literally cried because I would sit here and
I barely made
suffer
it out.
and make like a 67, and you'd have like a 94.
I made it out
No.
with an 84.
And I was, first semester, I'm like a 70s. It was second semester.
In chemistry?
I took up. Oh, chemistry? Ah, never mind.
I barely made it
Oh,
out.
Daniel.
Biology.
Daniel, I don't even want to go and talk about
He wouldn't even
that.
study. Go on the test and make an A.
He made A's.
Real.
Every
This is
test,
easy
it was
for
an
real.
A.
Skill issue.
That's
Yeah.
when my mental health started.
Yeah, mine was chemistry and history. I don't like
Oh, I
history.
love history.
We had Brookshire
History's
though.
just like
Even though he
gossip.
was easy, it was just.
Oh, I remember you and Dyer, bro.
But
I carried y'all the whole semester.
The whole
Don't
semester,
even lie.
she helped me like
Yeah.
it's just something. It's something you're born with.
very bad stuff.
I don't know, for chemistry.
Actually,
Bro,
Chemistry, I
There's
passed.
no. He made it to the next grade. That's how you got it.
I passed chemistry, but
we passed the semester, but
Okay, have y'all ever been like to that point, like regarding mental health, where you're just so tired, but you know, like
I'm like, I'm
Like
gonna
burnt
give up.
out?
I'm like, I'm giving up this class.
burnt out, but then
Yeah.
2 weeks later you're like thriving. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
weird. Like you pass that like moment, or like,
It's like
I
a
don't know.
hurdle.
So like I experienced the burnt out part last semester, and I'm waiting for the part.
It's like the boosted
Oh,
stuff
I feel
coming
that.
in.
Last
Not
semester.
there yet.
Last semester,
Oh.
I failed my first class ever. And now I have to retake it. It's for TJC too, so it can't transfer anywhere. Criminal justice. And I failed by 0.4 points. 0.4 points. I failed.
Wait,
That's
this
rage.
was around it. This was
Rage.
around it.
He
You
didn't
did
go
round
around
it?
it. He emailed me. He said, I work with students who try.
I'm finding his address.
I'll joke.
You didn't
No,
say
like
that.
I was gonna like talk
We
to
didn't
him.
say that.
Yeah.
You were gonna talk to him.
Yeah, I was gonna like get my
He's
grade
like-
up.
he's
Get my
like a
grade
50
up.
Give him some
officer.
brownies. That's what he meant by that.
I will like.
Yeah.
He might-
I feel like as a teenager, I feel like just because
We take grades very seriously here.
Yeah,
we're
early
just very
college.
serious about our grades.
some of us, most of us.
Most of us.
But
yeah.
here's the thing: you also have an ultimatum at early college. You don't pass your grades, you fail a certain, and you get
And you're
kicked out.
kicked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get kicked out.
It is a lot of pressure. Coming in
Put
freshman
on
year,
a 13, 14-year-old.
But it's a good type of pressure. It's good
It's a
stress.
good pressure.
Like
Some of
it's
us thrive
Yeah.
under pressure
No,
though. I know I do.
Wait,
I do
thrive
too.
under
I have a
stress. I
question.
can't do it.
It's just how you take it.
Yeah, it's
It's
just,
just, if you take it bad, you're not gonna do good.
and some people don't
Oh, yeah.
work well under it. It's like if
Yeah.
you don't.
where you
it's
say
just-
that?
Were any of y'all like gifted as kids? Like were y'all like easily like naturally good at school?
Yeah.
And
no,
then whenever you came here, you were just like
no,
I'm completely opposite by how I used to be. Like she used to know me. Like
We went to elementary together. I used to
And
be jealous of her.
I was
She
so like math was one thing I
smart.
was
I
always.
wouldn't say I was gifted, but
I was never like.
No, I never.
I never
middle
failed.
school,
I've never
I
had
had
class.
I had good grades.
yeah.
He's like, I got the
would say
diploma.
that.
That's
He's
the
like-
weird ass. As soon as I hit freshman year, that was
Yeah.
gone.
No,
I had to
I
win
would say
the.
that.
No, mine was
You
sophomore
know,
year.
like,
Sophomore
GT
year was
kids.
everything.
You know, like
Everything
GT kids,
changed.
yeah, GT kids, they're the people who you always looked up to. I was a GT kid.
Oh,
Everybody
I
was
love
like,
those kids.
I want to be like you, and now I'm like failing classes.
Yeah.
That's me.
And
Yes, I know.
I just give up.
No, I didn't care
like-
up until high school. I didn't care much.
I'll
I
crash
just
out.
made sure I passed.
You started thriving.
It wasn't until high school that I
about
started
like
thriving.
sophomore year.
I realized that I could just memorize things without like.
Photographic
Oh,
memory.
Yeah.
He just was like, oh, I realized
You
I
have
was good.
photographic memory?
All it took was putting down the controller. Crazy.
Lucky you.
But
You figured it out.
That's the complete opposite of me.
Talk
So,
to me.
like,
forget
I should
everything.
go back to over what you said. You know how you were like gifted.
same with like
yeah.
studying too. I just can't study until like the day before.
I believe that like if you try hard enough,
Oh, sorry.
Daniel, she was talking. She
I'm so
forgot her
sorry.
thought.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
I'm so
You
sorry.
said something about gifting. You said you
It
wanted
was-
that to gifting.
Gifted.
Gifted.
Being gifted.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I guess a lot of people like with their mental health, they like to blame it. I guess not really blame it, but like being. How do I not say stupid? Can't use stupid.
You can. I think you can say
Unsmart?
you can say that
stupid.
word.
Okay,
Yeah.
stupid. Like they think
Are
they
we-
feel stupid, but it's not that. It's just caring or not
Yeah.
caring.
Yeah.
Because like I wouldn't say I'm stupid. I just
It's
have
like-
bad mental health. Like I just
Sometimes
wanted
you
to
burn
not-
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, and nobody talks about how much your
Draining.
grades rely on your mental health.
yes.
Because like, and like nobody, especially parents. I don't know if
Oh
y'all have
my,
parents
yes,
who
thank you for
care
bringing
or don't
that up.
care.
Try being with parents who like didn't even go to school. This is not
God.
make sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
Yeah.
it's so easy. Honey, you dropped out freshman year. Here.
I said you live in this
I'm
world.
You
Well,
show the
tell
grade
me.
and it's not good enough. It's like, but I have all A's. What do you mean it's not good
Yes,
enough?
it's
That's
never
also right.
enough.
It's
I
a
don't
good
know.
grade.
Never.
I've always wanted to say that to my parents, but my parents like
But you can't say It's like
my dad, because my dad he didn't even like make it past elementary.
My parents
Yeah.
both
He
have
started
degrees.
he started working
Oh,
like
should
right
be
as soon as
proud.
possible.
That was my
And my
dad
mom was
too.
the same thing, so they never graduated.
I'm like, I remember I was struggling when it came to, because I went to a magnet school for middle school. And
okay.
when it came to my math, but here's the thing, when it came to my math, I didn't grow up with my mom, so I didn't have her anyways. But for my dad, I did have him, but I would show him my math, and he would look at me, and he'd be like, yeah, good luck. He didn't know how to solve it. So it was to the point where, well, I'd get tired because I'd go to bed at like 1. Because you know that if it's like, I don't know, when it comes to math, if you know one problem, you can get the rest.
Mhm.
You just have to figure out that one problem. So I'd spend like 2 hours on one problem, and once I knew the rest, because it was literally just a different number, I got the hang of it. So I kind of like had to push myself to want to do it and want to get past it. Because I will say right now, my brother is the exact opposite. He's in a private school now, but he used to go to the magnet school. He was failing horribly because my dad was the same way. He's like, son, you're going to have to figure that out or ask your sister. At that time, I was in early college, so it's like I was getting used to Mr. A's class and stuff, and I couldn't like do all that because Ms. Warman, I think when you first go to, what do they call it, the bridge, summer bridge, she tells you, she's like, if your child comes home and she finishes her homework within like the first 4 hours, they're lying to you. I was like, they're
First 4
lying.
hours?
I was
There's
like,
no shot.
they weren't lying because for the first freshman year they had more and more and more material. I don't know if y'all know now, but Miss Hartman actually already talked to Mr. A about the material that he gives out because it was just too much. So they've lessened it as well
They got
as.
it easy. They
Oh,
got
yeah.
it easy.
He told us
He was-
last year. He was like, next year's freshman incoming students are gonna have it easier. We said what?
And he told us, he was like, they're not gonna be doing this anymore with it. He's like, oh, you remember that y'all struggled with?
Yeah, they quit PCAs this year.
I was
You
like,
wanna see something? You wanna see something?
Wait, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I liked his class. Like anything
I did. He was funny.
Honestly,
Because I
I feel
remember-
like it was perfect. I don't know. He like
I
At the
set me
beginning
straight
of
for
the
the
year, he was
school.
like, "Oh, I talked to Miss Rader. She also have the teacher. She was our teacher. And he was like, she talked me down into a 2-inch binder. She was like, I was planning on making y'all get a 3-inch binder.
We had
Four-inch.
the-
she's changed a
Four-inch.
lot.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel bad on my grade, I look at this. I look at that. Like for like validation, it's a PCA one day. Like he gave me a 0 and like he crossed it out. He put a 15 on it. I'm like, I think that was like the lowest like point.
The first one I had. Oh,
He
that
put a
was
0
bad.
on it. I think I actually went home.
I mean, he also graded the one that we did at Summer Bridge.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was so foul for that.
Like he knew we didn't know what we were
Gave it
doing.
back
And
to you.
he gave it back to us like 0.
Stop, he started off with
Literally.
like, don't worry guys, I'm gonna harsh
Mine was
grade
a
it.
25.
0 for literally
Exactly.
everybody. Even the valedictorian during the time got a 0. I remember being like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
at least I feel better.
I
Yeah.
was like, and it's like, and
That's
sometimes I'll
funny.
look at it and I'm like now, and I'm like, obviously, like I'm I'm not dumb.
And then he,
Yeah.
but he
It's
would
part
also.
of the format. Like we knew the answers. It was his format.
Yeah,
Like
that
now I'm
got-
shaking. Now I'm shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at it. Look
And
at
and
it.
the
Makes me
beginning,
sad.
it's because as freshmen we didn't realize that. We didn't realize he was grading us on format. We thought we just didn't know the material.
We thought
And he was
I just thought I didn't know.
he was teaching us English too, though. That's
Yes, he
helped
helped
though.
a lot.
And
The
One
effective
time-
writing.
One time I gave him an essay and I was like, hey, can you like review my essay for like
No,
a start
it's
a
not
start
English.
program, and like he did not tear it apart.
harder.
And that day
That
I
was
felt
easier.
like I felt like I
that one
like,
thing.
That's good.
did something with
That's
my
really-
life. Like that day, like I felt like I felt complete because he didn't tear it apart.
I feel like everyone who's listening to this, they're like the one who like loves Mr. A. They're like, no, I don't think so. They're just like,
I like
No,
Mr. A.
literally, my friend
For-
tried to get him.
No, yeah, he's a good teacher.
No, I love Mr. A. Like he
The
told me
material
my
sometimes.
recommendations. Like
He's sweet. He really is a good
I didn't
teacher.
think about that. Oh, girl, you just gave me an idea.
No, he wrote me recommendations as a biology teacher. That counts a lot. Like like
Just help.
he helped me like
Sciences.
review my like essay.
He helped me with junior year biology. My first test, I went up to him. I said, "Mr. I need help. I don't remember nothing." He just
Yeah.
gave me a refresher, and I passed the test.
He has a neurology
The
degree.
only
Like
test.
that's who you want to talk to. I
So
was like,
real.
yeah.
Oh, the only one I passed, and I got Mr.
Do
A's
y'all
help.
remember the C4Us? Because the
Yeah.
C4, they were like the tiny
Yeah.
tests before the big test. I would take the C4Us and I'd get such good grades on the C4Us, or I'd get like
Yes.
a 70. And then
Test
I'd take the
camera.
actual test and I'd get like a 60. And I'm like, what? And like it got to the point where my mom came to the school and we had a meeting with the principal and him, and they were like, so what's up? And then they were like, I was like, so basically, like whenever I get in front of the test, all of it just disappears. So test anxiety,
Yeah, test and
5 before,
Yeah.
I will say, earlier when we mentioned about how mental, like school can be kind of straining on your mental health, I will say, because like you said, when you're putting, I feel like if you think about it, even in like the, what do you call it, sports, when you think of it in like the term of like sports too, you could be the best player like on your soccer team, right? They boost you up to varsity and you're suddenly like the worst, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a lack of, well, I guess it would be like a lack of skill just because they've got more on you, right? I feel like going to early college, it's the same way. Because if I know a lot of my friends have told me, especially like from our friend group, they were like, man, if I were to go to JT right now, my GPA would boost up so good.
Oh, Yeah.
You get the top of the class.
Okay, I got
Yes,
you.
it's because then
That's
that's
like
that's the way I
mental
think about it. When you put someone so like high
It's
up
like-
on
it's
the
like putting
scale,
a big fish in a small pond.
yeah,
It's like us going to
Yeah.
Harvard right now. We would be at the bottom. Like,
Yeah, that's-
we
That's,
couldn't.
that's how it was.
that's
for
what
me.
I'm trying to say. Like when you put someone like so like high scale and you put them on an even like a scalar that's even bigger,
bigger.
they're bound to fall like either right in the middle or right below it, just because you have more competition.
Because
I mean,
expected to be at the top.
Everyone's
Yeah.
expected to be at the top.
Everyone.
Like the game tells
And then you
there's
come
only
in and you realize you're not at the top like you were.
I mean, you could be, but you're not expected to.
It's like the
You're not
like
expected,
the game tells you it's only 10 levels just to find out when he's level 10 is 100 more.
There's like it increases so much, dude. It's like a struggle because I know even like I'm friends with like the valedictorian and she told me how much she struggled. At her old school, she was like valedictorian, like didn't come close. And this one, it's like tied, just because the
It's a
people
struggle every
here
day.
are so smart. And I know that I've heard from teachers myself, these upcoming freshmen, congrats to y'all. But apparently, like their ranking is so close in
It's so
touch, like
competitive?
by like the third degree number kind of thing. Like that's how close they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could never. I'm only top 10, but I know that's like
anxiety
five.
I would
I'd
have.
cry.
Yes. Like, you know how many, like to know that, I feel like that's the thing too. Like you want to be like so, you can only do so much for yourself to a certain point where, can you imagine thinking every single test I make, I have to pass it or I have to make an A. For valedictorians,
That puts
I know
more
that's
pressure on you.
stressful as heck.
I mean,
That's how I
like my friend group, a lot of them in my friend group think about that.
Yeah.
Because like I'm friends with a lot of the top 10.
Yeah.
And they're always like, I see how they think and I'm like I could not
Imagine
live
thinking
like
that. Every assignment you
Where
do,
a B
you have
feels
to
like
give your
failing.
best.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how mine was. That's how I grew up with
And the
my
great
parents.
And
B's
somebody-
are passing for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
when
of
I
my
feel like
friends
that's
told me
the
one
The
time,
thing of-
she goes, it freaks me out to think about the future because every test that I take, every assignment I take, it leads up to my GPA. My GPA leads up to me graduating and leads to what
They
college
have
I
a
go
goal.
to. And what college I go
Oh,
to
it
leads
keeps
to my
getting more
career.
and more.
And she said that it freaks her out so much, like she has panic attacks. And I was like, Whoa.
My parents only cared if I passed. I'm going.
The thing about that for me is that I have like older siblings, and my sister's like really, really smart.
Standard.
So she set the bar high.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I guess I am grateful for that. Like, cause my older cousin, the one we live in, she did not set the bar high at all. So I kind
You
of,
just got it easy.
I got it easy,
Your parents like, you
but
got a C? Good job.
like, yeah. So I come home with like an A, you know, and I'd be like, easy. And then she would be struggling in math, and they would be like, help her, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. And it kind of got like overlooked, you know, to the point where I set the standard so high, to the point where if I did anything below what they were used to, I was slipping up, I was doing bad, I was doing
That's how
wrong.
my
You
parents look
said
at
that
it too.
perfectly. That's how mine
Yeah.
was.
My
Yeah.
parents
Like going
look
from
at
middle
it.
school to high school, that's
And I will say, I've heard other people, like, their stories of how their siblings have set it high for them. And then that got me thinking to, like, my brother now, he's not he doesn't really care about his grades, and he can tell you that himself. He's very more like, if I'm passing, that's all I need, right? Sees they get degrees, he loves saying that. And I'm like, my parents are, one thing I don't respect is how my parents will be like, or my grandparents aren't like that, but my father, he is very like, why can't you be like your sister? Like, why can't you get this grade? Why can't you? He's very, he loves to compare. And it's hard because my father didn't get me to where I'm at right now. Where I'm at right now is all, I would like to say it's all because of me, because I put in the extra work. I put in the studies. And even if he would get on to me for going to bed late, I didn't have help. But now that I have everything that I do have, he like wants to take credit, and by all means, if he wants to, I can't do anything about that. He is the adult. But when it comes to my brother, I don't appreciate that he's saying all that to him, because from experience, I know that his mental health is probably not the best. If I were the younger sibling, I wouldn't want to hear that all the time, being compared constantly, because it would make me feel like, even if, like, let's say he's used to C's, right? Let's say he gets a high B. Would it not be good enough because it's not an A? I feel like he should still be able to accomplish that, and that's where mental health comes into play, because it's like, you shouldn't ever feel like you're never enough, especially in school. That's like our biggest worry as a teenager, school. Because before, like right now, freshman years and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about bills. Most of y'all, praying for the ones who have to worry about that, because I don't know how y'all do that. But for the ones who don't, you don't have to worry about bills, parents being in the hospital, stuff like that, right? You just have to worry about school. So as is, school is probably like your main stressor. And I know that there are a lot of people who get good grades and mentally they are thriving. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And for those that are blessed, you know, congrats to y'all. But it is a struggle for a lot
I
of
just
people.
walked on this earth.
Earth.
Okay.
Just thinking about
Okay.
stresses me out.
Yeah.
Listen, everything goes in through one ear, goes out the other.
Some people are just blessed, but some people do struggle, and I feel like that's also very important to be involved in other stuff besides school, because in that I loved our old school so much. It wasn't the prettiest. Yeah, there were like rodents and stuff and like mold in the corners.
Moles in
That was, man, my homeboy was a cockroach. Oh,
When I tell you that court had so many memories, that's where I don't know if y'all are familiar with like our friend group, but that's where our friend group like sprouted. Literally everyone just
laid
sports.
there.
Because when you're kicking the ball, you're not thinking about like, you're not, soccer too, volleyball, you're not thinking about like all of this stress stuff. Like you have that 30 minutes of like just laughter, chismeando, like spilling the tea, I guess you could say, like playing ball, getting along with each other. That I feel like that's what counts.
Everyone just ended up there.
Yeah, everyone
It
just
wasn't
ended
like
up
let's go
there.
meet over at the court.
Everyone ended up there. People would grab their lunches and just head there, even if they weren't
everyone
playing.
played with someone that would always the court maybe.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
court maybe. Like everyone would
the
just go
court.
there. Yeah, I mean when Jenkins would close it up, everyone was outside.
court.
Even in the hot days, you'd see people like rolling up their
Laying
shirts,
down.
still being out there, kind of thing. Like that.
Like
That's
the
what,
basketball court?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what made it like so special, because you'd be sweating everything off
We
of there,
spent
and you'd
3
still
years
be
there.
out there.
And I
spent
mean,
3
they
years
have
there.
basketball now, but it's just not the same.
It's not.
It's not a
I want
court.
my
No, you-
volleyball court back.
Yeah, I miss the volleyball.
I feel you so much on that, because I feel like
4 years of volleyball.
And the
and,
tournaments
like,
too.
the tournament. I feel like that's what brought people together. Something that wasn't
I'm like
academic.
volleyball. I love telling people that volleyball was so big here at like early college. It's like
It was.
It
actually was.
volleyball was so
was.
big here.
Even the guys played.
Yeah,
I won the tournament.
I don't want to hear it, bro.
Volleyball was so
y'all.
big,
I
and nobody
wanna
believed me. I'm like,
Yeah.
volleyball is so big at early college, and they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, it's
Yeah,
but
we
it
would
is.
It's like
literally-
it
we would
is,
go
like
to
we
Sonic-
have
we would go
we
practice
made
Sonic.
it.
Oh my God.
It was our first
Yeah,
our
we would go to
our
Sonic,
the
yes.
first
My
We're not
squad.
Wait,
We were outgoing though. I feel like that's
But
why
if I
it's-
didn't, if I didn't take a
Mr.
picture that
Sobbing
day,
at
you
your
could have won.
graduation.
Because I was in the restroom, I just told them.
Mr. Hosser told me that that's
Why
something
would
they
I know?
specifically asked for when
You
building
graduate
the
with
school.
her.
I know.
What's that?
Mr. Hosser said that's something they specifically asked for when building the new school, and they had told them that they were gonna make it, and then they just ended up making it.
Yeah, I mean we were
They should have at
promised.
least
Oh,
made
they
half.
asked for a gym?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said we want it, like we need the gym, and
Yeah.
they had said yes, but he said they ended up just making the.
Because
I-
then
Because I mean,
I
technically we
related
need
to
it
the
as a
person
high
who
school.
built
Like
it.
you need it.
You need
Yeah,
because
we
you
do.
need the credits.
I mean, if they could, I wouldn't mind them splitting that soccer field in half and having like half soccer. half
Crazy
volleyball.
work.
I'm not
Both
gonna lie.
of
Something like that.
no,
So like a little gym. Just
I
like,
They can have
Take
like,
out half.
it doesn't need AC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
half the
See?
field and just covered in sand. You know?
literally.
Or yeah, beach volleyball.
Or just take a trip to
I
like
hate
Sonic
beach
or something.
volleyball.
Honestly,
It's very insane.
Do a tournament. At Sonic.
¿Verdad que sí?
Just a bunch of students. outside
Woo!
watching.
Petition for them to bust us over to the old school
No.
to play volleyball, please. So it's like that.
With the Rise kids.
He's gonna
With the
lose
Rise
that
kids.
now.
With the Rise kids.
The Rice Kids kept us entertained.
Okay, like the police chase.
That was
You
literally
weren't allowed to look at him.
that was literally like our telenovela in person. That was literally.
Everybody, you just see a bunch of like boys going into the boys' restroom. Like, what's going on?
It's dirt.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I remember. What's it called? So, because one thing that for at least us as, because I know that at least for our generation sounds weird. We're not old, right? But like our year, our graduation, what would you call
Our
it?
class?
Our
Our
class.
class.
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
Our class.
Our class tried to do like so much stuff to keep us busy just because we were such like a big friend group and we would try to be friends with everybody. I do remember one day we tried to do a water balloon fight. And
Dude.
that's what got like most of the people like doing stuff because I remember
Sophomore?
Jonathan would connect with us because of like
And then
friends
we had
and
some
stuff.
too.
Yes,
The
yeah.
toy guns.
Also
we had to
the-
get rid of.
Isaac Abariza, he had his own with his friends.
It's just like a bunch of little groups combined.
yes,
The
And then
Easter
it
King,
became
where
a
we were
big-
like cracking eggs with flour.
Yes,
and like
Adrian,
confetti.
yes.
I remember
Did y'all ever get in trouble for this?
no,
No.
because we were
Well,
doing it at the.
I mean,
No,
eventually,
the water
They said that we
guns,
weren't
yes.
allowed to do it.
Eventually, like they said it in the announcements where we couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But for a
Eventually.
while, like
It was going on for a while
Oh,
before they said
here,
anything.
they're not gonna let us do this here with the new school. Like it's gonna be all.
Like we had
fire.
confetti eggs, the powder
Yeah.
ones, and yeah, the guns
You
too.
just
Water
walk
guns.
into
We
the hall
couldn't
and
even
you see
bring water
somebody
guns.
covered in like I
I didn't know. They're like coming through like. You're, what's it
they're in
called?
class.
The teacher.
You
the
walk
teacher
into
just
class and
knows.
someone just like smacks an egg on your face.
Oh my, can you
Imagine
imagine?
if
If
you do
the
that.
kids randomly walking in, one time the guy just came in and smacked it on my head, and I was like,
Yeah, I
Then,
remember.
like,
I know
the
Mid
people I got
outside.
beef with, I just hold it like this.
I remember I have trust issues during that time. I would like walk like paranoid.
Oh yeah, I tried
Every
to get
door.
you. I tried to get you, and you hit that. Ooh.
That's
you
That's
could not
what
trust
I
who you were with. Whoever you, even if you were together.
Back then.
No, because what's it called?
There was so much fun.
Yeah,
I think that helps a lot.
that's
I
what
was born
helped
2 years
us.
too late.
I will say,
Too
right?
early.
I will say that's what kept us together because we did so many. Like, one, I'm gonna show y'all too if I see y'all because we have to do like a senior book. All of mine are gonna be of our memories because that's what kept my mental health
Oh
going.
yeah, and then
I think
the
also
fact that,
Like
whenever,
acting like a kid, like
you
just
know,
acting
cut
like
people's hairs in the restroom.
Oh yes,
Oh
Alessandro.
my gosh, I love that.
They would cut hair in the
Cause
bathroom.
then he'd be like, oh, I need a haircut today. Like, can you come during third period? And we're like, I need to go to the restroom. And you just walk.
He would come in.
He has like 3 kids. Right
It was funny.
Yes, and then I
That
remember.
sounds like something you would do too.
I remember Arturo would come to class because that was one of his like his
He
main
got a fresh
customers.
haircut.
Did he just have like a whole ass?
Yeah, the teacher would be like, because it was Miss Taylor. She didn't care. She'd be like, oh yeah, ¿qué te pasó? He'd be like, oh nothing, I went to the restroom. You know, like
Just wiping the
hair,
hair
yeah,
off.
wiping the hair off. And she's like,
They didn't have a shower in there.
they did literally. I remember just seeing videos of like Nina would be like, y'all hit me up for periods.
And you would have a light too, like
Yes,
a ring light.
like a ring like
His phone camera.
let the camera flash.
And now he's got
At
his
least
own
now he
little-
does it from home.
He actually,
Yeah.
they
He does
recently
it
built
on his
a
own.
little room next to his house for just for that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
cool.
And
That's
that's
how
how
he does it from home.
That's what I'm saying. People like, I don't know, like like I like the fact that people build each other up because I feel like what kept me going, especially in the school and with all my friends and stuff, was the stuff we did. I do remember this one moment that I will appreciate and I'm not like gonna go into details about it, but one of our friends like contacted us and was like, hey, like I recently just lost somebody and I'm not doing so good mentally, and for them to come out and tell us like, hey, can we go to the movies just to have fun, just to clear our mind. And when I tell you, we took a picture of all of us in line and all of our tickets. I don't even remember what we went to go watch, but it's the fact that we were all there. I remember we would just look at each other and laugh. Me and Daniel had just gotten back from church. We went there immediately, and yeah, we were just watching the movie and enjoying it. And afterwards, he was like quiet, you know. And then I remember just being like, hey, if you ever need us again, like contact us and we're gonna come and do the same thing. Grandson was like always the sweet spot because there's multiple things.
I was literally wearing a suit. I was wearing a suit.
Literally, I was in a church dress and we were like, like literally just sitting there. Some people were in like pajamas, other people were in sweatpants. Like it was so funny. That didn't matter though. You know that I feel like that.
It's just a bonding experience.
I will say early college has, in a way, affected my mental health, both positive and negative. But because it's like matured me in a way to where I've grown like relationships and I've done memories that I don't think I would have honestly accomplished in John Tyler.
Yeah, no,
Definitely
no,
not.
definitely
Definitely
not.
not.
And I feel like
There's no
good
way.
and
You
bad.
can't
Both
I feel like
experience
a big factor
anywhere
in it
else.
is that we go to a small school.
Oh,
like,
it's so
I
tiny.
figure, like, big schools like JT and
We
Legacy,
bond
like,
more.
they don't have connection. Like, a lot of people who go there don't even know the other half of the school.
Yeah.
And
In their grade,
I
yeah.
know a lot of people, other than the freshmen. That's my fault. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, and like,
Freshman, you actually get to know
it
us
makes
a
me
little bit
feel
more.
like so
Yes.
at home.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like so
Don't
at
be so
home.
close
Whenever
to
you
home.
walk in on your like second day of school and Mr. Haas and Miss Stanford already know your name. Like, that's one thing that shocked me is all the staff knew
Yes.
my name.
They knew your
Yeah.
name immediately. In freshman year, the teachers know you.
I don't know. There's some teachers that don't know.
I was
I'm not gonna say their name,
Why you've been struggling, man?
He said,
Oh.
No, yes. I remember asking Miss Stanford for a paper, and she was like, Adriana Dominguez, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait. I was like, it's crazy because like some of my friends don't know my last name, so I was like, how do you know my
that
last
was even
name?
Mr. Haas.
Yes.
He was like, he said my last name, and that's it.
How? Whoa.
Huh? He said it wrong though the first time. That's how he.
Tinoco?
That's literally how he goes. He was like, I'm sorry. I said it
Freshman
wrong.
year, he did the same
He
thing.
still brings it up to this day that he gets it wrong the first time.
I will say though, I feel like the fact that you can make that many bonds with those teachers says something. Because the teachers, most of the teachers that are there, most of them, because Lord knows they're
There's some,
limited.
you know.
Yeah, there's some out there, right? But most of the teachers are there because they genuinely love teaching. They genuinely
Like
love their
Miss
students.
Ellis.
I will say,
Like
Mr.
Mr.
G,
G.
Mr. G, I've never heard him complain about like wanting to quit or something like about teaching.
He's
He
awesome.
loves his job.
He's awesome.
And that's saying something because we were there for when he first started teaching. You know, we were there for even when he was in Mr. Hymas's position.
Yeah.
He's still connected with he would be gaming and he would still be talking to everyone else there. Like he just connects with people on a deeper level. And I feel like teachers at John Tyler, there's just so many. Like it
Like,
just
once you're
surpasses
gone.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mr.
they
G?
hate their jobs,
Mhm.
for sure.
I feel like he's
I
still-
hate my job if I went to a school with that many fights.
Right? You're right.
Hey,
Wait, I'm sorry,
every-
I said it again.
It's okay.
Do we need-
Yeah, you didn't go into detail.
It's okay.
But now,
Every day you show up to school, you just see somebody you knew that you didn't even know.
I wonder if they've ever had people cutting hair in the bathroom. I feel like they have.
No, they do.
They should.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
definitely.
No, they do. I've seen the videos. They
Yeah.
do. My cousin does it over there.
They're anywhere but in class.
No, my cousin told me last day. He was like, I'm gonna get my hair cut. And I'm like, by who? He's like, oh, some kid in the bathroom today. And I was like, you could have just told
There
me
was
so I could have scheduled
last
an
year
appointment.
there was this
I don't know how y'all trust
this group
that.
of kids that like they were
It's
playing
the
music in
homeboys.
the restroom at JT
These boys.
and they blew up because of
They-
all TikTok.
I said, my mouth dry.
I'm so glad you finished
Like
that.
they do anything but
said,
be
"Look,
in
On
class."
TikTok.
Like you could have said the TikTok.
I literally was like, no, he did not just say that.
Yeah, that was different.
No.
Everyone's like, oops. Okay, so I will say people who like, or from your experience as like a senior and stuff, you have witnessed like, 4 years of being at early college, and you'd say that pretty much had a toll on your mental health. But would you say anything that you've been through, you wouldn't do it again to shape kind of who you are, kind of thing? Or would you go through it all again, kind of thing? Because the way that I see it, every experience shapes who you are as a person, right?
I would go through it all again.
Would you change any of it?
No.
No.
It's hard,
Yeah.
but
And make you who you are.
Yeah,
No regrets.
like Maddie said.
No regrets.
Don't regret. Don't regret
No
what you
regrets.
Yeah, I say that.
You live life once, you
I
know.
don't regret anything.
Yes, that's so important.
It's not like
That's
even if I
important.
wanted to, so might as well.
Things happen.
Even the bad things happen.
You
for a
imagine,
reason.
It makes you who you are.
You were meant to get that
I'll
haircut.
part of
you
God.
know?
You were meant to get that.
You were meant to get messed up once or twice, so you could be looking good for the rest of the time. He's like,
No,
every
Mom,
time.
No, you got messed up. Right?
Dave, what's going on,
That's
right?
my time.
He came out of the restroom bald. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
They all get
Like,
those
you
things.
The restroom. They didn't clean the restroom.
Department walks in. Whoopsie.
No, literally.
Department walks in. Oh.
He tried to hide his stuff.
He's like, oh
He's in a rush.
He's gonna be like Avatar.
I was just about to say that.
I was looking at you. You were like thinking about it.
no. I feel like he would go like this on accident and be like, and then cut himself on his head.
Yeah.
Like, he would.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, from like your experience, I would say, what's because now like to close it off because I feel like
Yeah. conversation
conversation was pretty good, right? What would you say to someone who struggles with mental health?
No, you think it's so loud.
That's so funny.
I guess that it gets better.
They're about to close, that's why.
Wait, y'all should do that again.
Oh, that it gets better. I mean, a lot of people, we don't think it will be, or that it won't. We think that it won't get better, but it will. Just having the right people, the right mindset, how you take it.
It gets better as long as you have the right people around you. Because your environment influences you a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it's your environment mainly that will help you a lot, and who you surround yourself with.
Well, Esperanza Tinoco, thank you for joining us on this episode 4, part 2 of our podcast. Thank you for sharing everything that you shared with us today and for laughing with us because we did have a lot of laughs today.
That used me up, actually.
Yeah, see, mental health, I would say mental health isn't always a bad thing. It's definitely a good thing as well.
Yeah.
So I would like to say thank you on behalf of us and our podcast audience for joining us today. And stay tuned, you guys who are listening, for episode 4, part 3. That is to be released next Friday.
On the 20th.
On the 20th.
Oh, wait, no, we're recording on the 20th.
Psych! Yeah.
On the
17th.
24.
20.
Bye!